All right. Good evening, everyone. It is 6 o'clock, and I'm going to call to order the December 21st, 2021 Placerville Planning Commission meeting. If you could all please stand and join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, great. Mr. Painter, could you call roll for the last time?
Chair Lepper.
Here.
Vice Chair Godberg.
Here.
Member Keeney.
Here.
Member List. Here. Member Friend.
Present.
Okay, great. So with all 5 commissioners here, we'll go ahead and move on to the consent calendar, where we will approve the agenda for tonight and also the minutes from the December 7th meeting. I'd like to make a motion to move item 4 before item 3 on the agenda.
Second.
Okay. All in favor of approving the agenda and the minutes as proposed?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Any opposed? Okay. So next, we will go ahead and move on to items of interest to the public for non-agendized items. So if there's anyone in the public who wishes to address the commission on non-agendized items tonight, please approach the podium. Okay. Seeing no one, I will move on to communications. Do we have any communications tonight?
I will add that we've received 2 public comments on the Placerville Hotel post the closing of the comment period, so we will be providing those to you, hopefully, should you continue the item, to the January 4th meeting of the Planning Commission for your consideration.
Okay, we'll look forward to seeing those. And next, any presentations or educational workshops tonight?
There are none.
Okay, thank you. So since we moved the agenda item 4 up before 3, we will go ahead and move on to that. So that would be on 3001 Jack Heer Road, a site plan review 21-03, variance 21-01, and variance 21-02. So I guess I'll just note that we did receive information that the applicant was unable to attend tonight due to medical situation, and so we are going to make a motion to continue this item to the January 4th meeting.
So moved.
Okay. Do I have a second? Second. I guess, yes. Okay.
For my record, who made this second?
John made the motion. Yeah, Chris made second. And so we will go ahead. So for those of you who are in attendance for the Jack Heer Road project, it will be discussed at the next Planning Commission meeting, January 4th, 2022.
Yeah, Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes.
Typically, if there are members of the public here to speak on this item and they would be unable to attend the January 4th meeting, we typically would allow them the ability to speak.
Fantastic. Okay, so prior to moving on from that, we will go ahead and open up the public comment portion of the review for 3000 Jack Heer Road for entrance into the record. Yes.
We would also accept any written comments that they wish to submit into the record as well.
Great. Is there a deadline for those prior to the January 4th for those watching?
The comment period has officially closed, so basically we encourage if anybody has any additional comments, they can submit them, but as soon as we complete the package for January 4th, then we would just submit them at the meeting, and they wouldn't be included in your packet.
Great.
I think they're asking for what
pardon me.
that might be.
I want to make, through the chair, if I might, I want to make sure I understand that the item, we haven't taken action on the item yet, though we have a motion to continue it. I would think that the public, if they wanted to submit written comments for the January 4th item, they would be able to do so.
That's correct. I think that's what I said.
Okay, I misunderstood.
I don't know a date certain, but because we're going to try and get the package to you we're going to finish that packet rather quickly, hopefully no later than, I would say, the Wednesday or Thursday before your meeting.
So it's safe to say that right now, at this point, the members of the public may still submit written comments on this item until such time as it's published and that period closes.
Yeah, the packets are normally, we attempt to get the packets out on a Thursday at the close of business. That would be the 30th of this month. So if it's we can make that
Yes.
announcement.
If we receive comments by the 30th, then they would be included in your packet. If
That's
not,
great.
they would just
Okay.
be delivered at the meeting.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Okay, do any members of the public wish to share their comments on the topic of the 3001 Jacquier Road project? Okay. If you could state your name for the record.
Hi,
and,
my name is John Clarici. I am a resident of Placerville for 40 years. And I'm on the Economic Advisory Committee, so we got to see the presentation on the hotel. And it was very impressive, and it's very exciting. And I think that it shows, you guys will work out all the detail parts of it, I'm sure. But it is something desperately needed in this community. We don't have enough bedrooms to put people into when they come to visit. Talk to anybody that runs a wedding place and he does any kind of event planning, they'll tell you we need rooms. This is a way to get rooms. The product seems perfectly wonderful. So anyway, I just want to let you know that I saw the presentation. I was very impressed, and I think these people will come as close to anybody has come to, besides the people that actually poured concrete up there 15 years ago, to actually doing something. And so everybody should be very happy about that. Also, with that project, and then Leonard Grado potentially buying up the grocery outlet shopping area, these are two really seminal moments for Broadway in terms of just developing and reviving that part of town. And so you guys are going to have a lot of fun looking at some really good projects for this part of the world. I like the idea that it's not just, ore carts and mining the hotel now, and the miners and all that. The gold rush is a wonderful thing. No one's going to deny that. But this community has a lot more going for it than just that, like agriculture and all sorts of other stuff. So that's what I need to say. Oh, by the way, my wife, who could not be here tonight, her great-grandparents, so Pierre and Kitty, and you are pronouncing it the right way, but they don't pronounce it that way? Jake way?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. They were her great-grandparents, and she loves this project. She saw some pictures of it, and she thinks it would be perfect, and she thinks her grandparents would probably have liked it too. So there's no way of actually proving that. And Andrew, what are you doing? Are you retiring? Or good for you. I'm sorry, I just went off script there, but I wanted to say that because I missed the other thing. Andrew, good for you. Good luck with everything. He's going to be hard to replace. Anyway, thank you very much for your time. Do the right thing. Bye.
Okay, thank you very much for your comments. For those who may have entered, we have actually continued the discussion on the hotel project until the January 4th meeting due to the applicant not being able to attend. But we are welcoming you to give your public comment on it if you'd like, in case you can't make the January 4th meeting.
That actually works. Zach is not happy today. So I just have one comment, and that is, I was wondering if you're still planning on using the negative declaration for the Anderson pea soup as the justification for this project.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Any other members of the public wishing to address the commission on this topic? Okay. Seeing none, I will go ahead and close the...
Madam Chair, if I may, and this is for the member of the public that didn't state her name, but I want to make sure she sticks around for this. She's more than welcome to contact the Development Services Department and ask any questions of the department prior to that January 4th meeting on this project.
Okay.
So I invite her to do so.
Okay, my name is Janet Kelly. I live on Point View Drive.
Okay. Thank you, Janet.
Thank you, Janet.
Okay, so now I will go ahead and close the public comment period on this project, and we will move to item number 3.
Madam Chair, one more thing, if I may. I just wanted to let the commission know that Commissioner List had asked for a copy of the compromise agreement. Mm-hmm. So I made a copy of that agreement for all the commissioners so you can read and understand where we are. So basically, the compromise agreement was done after there was a lawsuit filed against the project. It was then appealed to the appeals court. appeals court then overturned the lower court, the Superior Court's decision. And then the compromise agreement came afterwards, which spells out what needed to be done in terms of mitigating impacts at that time. Thank you.
And then a point of order, I believe a motion and second. We haven't voted on the motion to continue.
You are
Yes,
correct.
that's correct.
Yes, my fellow commissioners reminded me. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and vote on the motion to postpone or continue this item to the January 4th, 2022 Planning Commission meeting. Do you want to go ahead and call roll?
If that's what you'd like me to do, sure.
Sure.
I'll go left to right. Member Friend.
Aye.
Member List. Aye. Chair Lepper.
Aye.
Vice Chair Gottberg.
Aye.
Member Keeney.
Aye.
I got to squeeze the most roll calls out of you we can tonight. Okay, so now that matter is closed, and we will retake that up on January 4th. So now we are going to move on to item number 3, which is the consideration to adopt a resolution expressing appreciation to City Planner Andrew Painter for his service as staff liaison to the Planning Commission. So Mr. Painter will be, unfortunately for us, but fortunately for him, leaving the city and moving on to his next phase in life. And we have prepared a resolution to reflect on Andrew's journey and contributions to the city of Placerville. So I will go ahead and read now resolution number 2021-03. This is a resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Placerville recognizing Andrew Scott Painter, City Planner, for 20 years of public service with the City of Placerville Development Services Department Planning Division. Whereas Andrew S. Painter began his service to the City of Placerville on August 27, 2001, when he started his position as an associate planner with the Planning Division of the Community Development Department. And whereas Andrew was promoted to the position of City Planner on April 28, 2006, heading the Planning Division. And whereas Andrew began his academic career at California State University, Chico, with a major in recreation administration, and after extensive world travel, touring the western United States fishing and river rafting, Andrew found himself back at Chico State to pursue a Master of Rural and Town Planning degree. And whereas Andrew obtained a position with the Lassen County Department of Community Development in Susanville, California, as an assistant planner and was later promoted to the position of associate planner. And whereas Andrew's sense of wanderlust beckoned him to apply for the position of associate planner with the City of Placerville Community Development Department, beginning his long and successful career in city planning. And whereas Andrew served numerous planning commissioners, including Mark Acuna, Sue Diltz, Karen Patton, Pierre Rivas, Michael Friend, Jenny McCormick, Jordan Kennedy, Carol Ann Ogden, Manny De Aquino, Lester Russell, Peter Wolf, Dolly Wager, Brian Briggs, Dennis Thomas, Michael Drobish, George Lowry, John List, Bill Roby, Michael Saragosa, Christine Keeney, Theodore Zuba. Barbara Raines, Amy Lepper, and Nicole Gottberg during his tenure, successfully supporting every function of the planning division. And whereas Andrew provided exceptional staff support to the Historic Advisory Committee, the Planning Commission, the City Council, and the citizens of Placerville. And whereas Andrew is retiring from the City of Placerville after 20 years of employment, during which he served as a representative of the city, working with property owners, developers, private organizations, and governmental agencies. He definitely leaves his mark on the city's landscape. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the Planning Commission of the City of Placerville recognizes Andrew for his tireless and meaningful service to our community, extends our appreciation on behalf of the residents of Placerville for his 20 years of public service and helping shape the city as a desirable place to live, work, and play, and further extends our best wishes to all his future endeavors. This resolution is introduced and passed at the Planning Commission meeting of the City of Placerville on the 21st day of December by unanimous consent. So that was lovely. It was really nice to go over your path and just to say you really have left a mark on the landscape here, both literally and in your work. So I really have appreciated working with you, and I really wish you the best of luck in your next step in life. Any other commissioners have any words for Mr. Painter?
I see that the director has something to say first.
Yeah, technically we haven't We haven't adopted.
Yeah, Madam Chair, if I may, there's...
Point of order, Madam.
Sorry, I'm all over the place.
No, I mean, it was a little bit different, because the Planning Commission doesn't do proclamations like the City Council does, so this is a little different format, meaning that, and you don't need to take a roll call vote, you can just do by unanimous consent, or, vote.
Well, there may be someone out there that doesn't.
I told you I'm going to make them roll call all night.
Yeah, no, you can do a roll call, but it won't show on the thing, so.
That's
but
fine.
Anyway, so yeah, technically, yes, we want the whole Planning Commission to approve of the resolution.
Okay,
In
let's
case
start
there's
there.
language in there you don't like,
Let's start there.
I'm ready when you're ready.
Okay, so I will ask for Mr. Painter to call roll for the Planning Commission to adopt this resolution. Do we? A motion?
There was a motion, I believe. Was there not?
I'll make a motion.
Go ahead. There
I'd
we
like
go.
to make a
Ah,
motion
very good.
Let's do it.
that the Planning Commission adopt this resolution 2021-03 as read by our chair, Amy Lipper.
Okay.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, great. Mr.
And I
Painter,
offer an
can you call
amendment
roll?
to that motion.
Yes.
And then in so doing, we acknowledge the superior performance that you have provided to us these past decades. Is that correct?
Two decades.
2 decades. Amazing. That'd be my amendment, if the maker of the motion would be kind enough to accept that.
Make sure you get the amazing in there.
Amazing.
Okay, let me get that down.
Agree. Okay, great. Well, Mr. Painter, would you please call roll on that motion?
Am I allowed to add adjectives and other things?
Only positive.
I'll go with the chair. Chair Lepper.
Aye.
Vice Chair Gottberg.
Aye.
Member List. Aye. Member Friend.
Without reservation.
Member Keeney.
Aye.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
That has been adopted into the record, and again, we truly appreciate your service. Do any other commissioners have any thoughts they'd like to share with Mr. Painter?
I'd like to lead off. I'm astounded, sir, frankly astounded, that you would leave right when the Mackey project is about to, I would presume, be approved, and that you absolutely must reconsider extending your appointment until such time as we finish this business. It's unbelievable to me.
Well, in my tenure here, that site has, and I believe Director Rivas's staff report reflects the number of hotel projects that have been proposed and not quite got to the point of finish. So this would be the third, I believe, in my tenure here. I'm hopeful that this one will be.
Oh, this one's a winner. This is
The original thought was that tonight action would be taken, but unfortunately the situation, the way it was, and the applicant wasn't able to be here, and as the commission has always wanted the applicant to be present at a public hearing for an item in which they are before you. So that all makes sense to staff. We certainly want the public to participate as well, but I appreciate the comment. I will be, I guess, an interested bystander from afar as I watch this item come before you in January, and we'll see where we go. But
in all seriousness, your work, at least from my perspective as a commissioner, has been stellar. Your reports have been impeccable, clear, thorough, concise, and you have suffered my questions and inquiries and observations, and I do appreciate it, and you will be greatly missed. Certainly, I'm sure I speak for everyone in saying you'll be greatly missed, but I shall greatly miss your presence and input and contribution to
thank you so much.
It'll be nearly impossible to replace you, Mr.
Thank you very much. I have appreciated all of you, not only Member Friend, but any and all of you and other commissioners who have sat in your seats, who have assisted me in correcting my typos, or at least pointing them out. There are members here that do that quite often, and I do appreciate that. Thank you. We had other members in the past that would do it publicly, and I thank you that you all don't. This particular crop of planning commissioners hasn't done that. I appreciate that. That member, I won't mention the person's name. This was some time ago, but I don't know if that was a form of embarrassment, but I was embarrassed by it. So I appreciate that you didn't do that unless it was something very innocuous, which does happen. So all of you, I thank you because we want to make sure the record's clear, and we want to make sure the record reflects truly whether it's the spelling of someone's name or what did we do for the we misspelled the mayor's name on the housing element. That was just amazing. And that went all the way through, Pierre. It went through a pre-draft, an admin draft. It was just something that, how could we couldn't have misspelled that, so why even check it? And it's a pretty simple name if you think about it. So anyway, I think Director Rivas has brought that to his attention. I think they had a good laugh over it. So it was, anyway, thank you for the comments.
Do you have one more city council meeting?
No.
No, you don't. Okay. Is there another city council meeting this month?
No.
No. Okay.
Okay.
The one thing, again, I don't mean to monopolize the conversation, but I normally do. The list of commissioners you have served took me down memory lane. Oh my goodness. I probably need a copy of that proclamation just for myself, because you just started reading off those names. It was like,
And you have lived with all of them. You have been a member
yes.
with all of them.
Wow. Oh, I remember. Wow, I remember. So you're our historian. You've always had projects right on the top of your head. Oh, you'll remember, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, I don't actually remember. Thank you for reminding me, but you're right. So, wow. Anyway, good. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you brought to this body.
Thank you. Mr. List?
The other day when I stopped in the hotel to pick up the packet, and I knew that your retirement was going to be starting, I walked back out to my car, and I said to my wife, he's going out with a bang. This is the biggest packet that we've ever had, I think.
And it's not even mine.
I do wish you the best
Thank
in
you.
retirement. You're going to have a lot of fun, and there are some great places to fish in the rest of the western United States, and I hope that you find some of those places.
Thank you. Yes, I will. I will definitely try. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I just wanted to thank you for helping me, come on board as a new planning commissioner. Lots of questions I know I've directed to staff sometimes, so I really appreciate that, and best of luck.
So much.
I want to add my thanks also. You're just indispensable, and it's been a relief to know that I could turn to you if I had a question about a staff report, and if there were any minor modifications. I'm glad that you took, I won't say it editing, but the typos, and just go ahead and move right along and
Right.
make the corrections as needed. But yeah, and it's really been terrific to work with you, and for the projects that we have taken on for the city, really transforming the community for the better. And thank you so much. Just want to, echo everything that's already been said, but, coming from my heart as well, have fun
Thank you,
wherever
Chris.
you may travel.
Thank you.
And enjoy your retirement.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. Do any members of the public have a comment on item number 3, the resolution that we just passed? Okay. We'll go ahead and close that.
Madam Chair, I have
Yes.
a few comments.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pierre. I didn't know.
No, it's perfectly
Didn't mean to cut you
okay.
out there.
It's interesting when Andrew was saying it's been 20 years. It reminds me of that Bob Seger song. 20 years, where'd they go? 20 years, I don't know. It is pretty amazing. Because 20 years ago, I was serving on the Planning Commission with Commissioner Michael Friend when Andrew first came on board. So it was then that I first became acquainted with Mr. Painter and his professionalism, his impeccable research and staff reports, and his recommendations he gave were always spot on. And I just really, really appreciated that as a commissioner. So from then, I went on to serve on the city council. I served on the city council for 8 years. So from that position, once again, I really came to rely on Mr. Painter for very detailed, comprehensive analysis of different planning issues. And he was always there at the ready, always there ready to, serve me personally as a council member, but the rest of the council with technical questions on all the myriad of different projects that have come before us. So, and then there was probably a 2.5-year hiatus prior to me becoming common staff, as I like to say. And I'm enjoying it very much. And what made it most enjoyable was being able to work with Mr. Painter as a colleague, because I learned a lot from Mr. Painter. I've got a lot of years of planning myself, but in this profession, and I think that's why I find this profession so interesting, and probably Mr. Painter himself, you're always learning. It's not like something you learn and you're just going to do the same thing over and over again. Every day is new. Every project is different. Every piece of property is different. Things change. Perceptions change. The public changes. The political climate changes. And so as a planner, it's not just, you know it technically, but it's an art. And I think Mr. Painter had that artfulness, that art side of him. And he is a painter. But I personally want to thank him for 20 years that I have known him, as a commissioner, as a council member, and as a colleague, and I wish him the very best. I hope he's not a stranger. I hope he comes back to visit us from time to time, or even if he moves to another state, I hope he calls in to check in and see what's going on. And I do invite him, as now city planner emeritus, if he doesn't have anything to do on January the 4th, he can certainly come and join in. Why not?
Sit out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go easy on us, Andrew.
Actually, I cannot, based on city policy, there's this period of time where I cannot lobby for anything after you terminate employment. So I would just have to sit out there and just listen. Yeah. I couldn't choose sides, but I was.
Why would you undergo that agony?
Well, I like to call what we do 2 times a month on average, or usually, as pardon the expression, community theater. We have what some people might find, tragic comedies to more dramas. We've got member friend may remember some interesting evenings. We had I won't mention names, but we had some pretty interesting hearings. A couple of disruptions over time. We had heartfelt comments from the public to little children who were advocating their rights, which was always fun to see someone of that age group who come to a hearing to profess their interest in the topic. And I mentioned, or one of those issues was the whole chicken ordinance was originally initiated by a young woman and her sister who they started that whole process, and Director Rivas brought that forward. So I treasure those types of situations and experiences here, and we've had a variety of things. I've had my, perhaps, I don't want to use too strong a language, but I know Commissioner Friend and I, since we've had a long relationship between staff to planning commissioner, I think we've had some, well, not words exchanged, but I think there were there were some moments where maybe our comments were short and curt, but I think always to the level which was still professional, and never got to a point where I felt degraded, and hopefully the other way around. As the Director Rivas mentioned, he brought something forward at the council meeting last week, and I want to echo that, as you did in your statement to me, that I always want to ensure that the public has the right and the ability to speak, and we always want to foster that. We want to give them the opportunities, whether it's in writing or come to the hearings. So I know all of you do profess those same aspects, and we want to hear from the public. That's why we're here, and we serve not only the city council, they're elected, but really the elected represents the city as a whole. So I will conclude. I will stop talking. I appreciate every one of you. You guys have a job that may not seem as rewarding at times based on maybe comments you've heard or the comments at the lectern, but it is you that stepped forward. It is you that took on the effort to do this on your own. This is a volunteer position, although you're paid
Big bucks.
nominal amount of money. But there aren't too many of. I mean, we read the names. There may be a lot on the list, but if you look at those 20 years, that really isn't that many folks. And so, you all do a job that very few people want, and you should be thanked for that. And I thank you. I thank the director for his comments. I appreciate all of you. And I'll check back in again. And I've been telling folks that some friends of mine. We've always had this interest to go to Pamplona and run with the Bulls, and you might see me in July. So
Front
hopefully,
of the pack. I want to see you leading the pack out there.
Hopefully not a statistic.
Yeah. Practice your speed.
Anyway, thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
So, Madam Chair, if I may make a request for a photo opportunity presenting the resolution to Mr. Painter.
I think that can be accommodated. Okay. Do you want your big board behind the...
Well, Jason, are you going to catch it with video? Is it here? This here?
Yes.
Where do you want?
Do you want it? We're all going to come down here. You guys want to come?
Well, yeah, you the chair.
Oh, just me. Okay, that's fine. Yes. Well,
We can do another one that's up there.
you got it. Go on and on about your attention to detail and how to Okay. Yours.
Can you Photoshop the whiskers off?
Yeah, I think that can happen.
Okay.
Standing here.
There you go. Or you could come back behind us. Yeah, all right. Get out of the picture, Andrew. You're yeah, maybe come over here and then.
And that way you're not hurt.
You can be between.
Yeah. Come on in.
That's one thing I love about the phone cameras. They're so wide angle to get everything.
Why is it bright up here?
Yeah, right.
Great.
Thank you all.
Well, it really doesn't seem real that you won't be here at the next meeting, at least not in that chair. Okay, great. So with that, too soon. Okay, so with that, we will move on to continued items. I did notice a member of the public come in. Did you have a comment on the hotel project that you wanted to share tonight? Yes. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and open up public comment for one more. Yeah. So we have actually continued the discussion on that topic tonight because the applicant wasn't able to join us. But we are allowing members of the public to speak on the topic. We will be discussing the topic on January 4th at our January 4th meeting.
Yeah, I'm kind of hard of hearing. So you're going to adjourn this till January 4th?
Yes, we've continued the item.
I was going to suggest that because Christmas week, a lot of my neighbors were out of town, and they're also neighbors that are entertaining families. And so you can see what kind of a turnout we got. So it'll be January 4th at 6:30,
6 o'clock is the start time of our meeting.
6 o'clock.
Yes, so for right now, it has been continued, yeah, to the January 4th is the anticipated meeting. Okay, thank you. Have a good new year. Okay, so we will move on to any continued items. Oh, yes, sorry, and I'll go ahead and close public comment again on the item 4. Continued items? None? I see none. Any new business tonight? Pierre, Andrew, do we have any new business? No, okay. Any matters from commissioners to staff or staff to commissioners?
2 quick items, if I might. I understand that the city held a strategic planning workshop recently, and part of that process includes threats and opportunities. And so I will reiterate that I think one of the major threats to this city is the legislation now signed into law dealing with R1 zoning. Okay, and I'll leave it at that without going into too much detail, but I do think it is a threat. Can Pierre or Andrew, can either of you provide an update on where we're at with the bed and breakfast regulation ordinance?
I don't think you'll see an ordinance coming regarding, well, you're probably referring to short-term rentals. We have a bed and breakfast ordinance already in place, so I'm thinking you're referring to short-term rentals.
Yes, sorry, short-term rentals, yes.
Yeah. If you recall, just to look at the past, the commission approved a resolution that allowed the commission then, or allowed staff to approve under a temporary use permit short-term rentals in the central business district. You also recommended the same for the highway commercial zone, and that was appealed and went to council, and the council directed that it go back to staff for an ordinance change. So we have a number of other ordinances that are of greater importance that we're going to bring forward first, such as the private sewer ordinance, the tobacco retail ordinance, the smoking tobacco ordinance, and a host of others before that one happens. So I'm probably looking, I would think you're looking at either late January or February before we bring a short-term rental ordinance back to the commission.
Oh, well, that's imminent. That's very soon to me. And in terms of short-term rentals outside of those districts you just cited, where might we be with that, or the topic hasn't come up yet?
We'll probably be looking at allowing for the renting of a room where it's hosted or owner-occupied. We will not permit a ADU or a second residential unit, an accessory dwelling unit, to be used as a short-term rental. In fact, under state planning law now, it's no longer permitted. So we'll be revising our laws to prohibit that. The city does have an extreme housing shortage, and I think that increases the housing shortage.
Okay, thank you. Any other commissioners have any matters to discuss with staff? Okay, do you guys have anything for us?
Well, yeah, I do. Yeah, there are projects that have been hovering around. We've been working with applicants to make them complete. They're still not complete. I could give you kind of an idea of what they are and when Director Rivas will get to them in front of you. I don't know, but one of them is, I mentioned, I think at the last meeting, that I had hoped to get on this agenda, but it's the Gold Country Inn. They are doing some changes. They've done some interior work. It's a new owner. They're going to do some interior work to beautify the exterior of it. They'll, as you noticed, I think I mentioned at the last meeting, they've removed all the landscaping, so they'll have to bring back a landscape plan for you, and that's what's hanging them up right now. And so I've informed them in writing this week of what they need to do to get on an agenda for Director Rivas and to move forward to you. There will likely be a signed package with that. I mentioned the exterior modifications. No additional rooms. It's just to beautify the exterior and to address the rather unmaintained aspect of that site for quite a few years now. We have the ADU ordinance, which staff members drafted. We just haven't had time to bring it in front of you. There have now been some changes to that ADU law that were adopted this year. So that may need to be my draft ordinance will need to be amended to reflect those changes. So that's coming forward sometime next year. What else we have? We've got a few other things. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm leaving. Just the government, state control is becoming, it's really burdensome here at the staff level. You hear from the public. We just have to move forward. I've always appreciated your understanding of that. I think we try to echo what we're under and why. I think we convey that in the staff reports that we prepared for you. Some of these things we just can't change. It's going to involve lobbying efforts from someone to assist in that regard. But local control is important, and that's what's echoed a lot by the people who come to our lectern and speak to you on items. And so that's not the sole reason why I'm leaving, but that's one of them. It's just time. It's time. What I do now, I don't know, but like I said before, it's retirement. But I just want to echo, there are projects that are moving forward. It's just when they land in front of you. So we have implementation of the housing element, but we have to deal with that issue too. I know Director Rivas is going to have some conversations with some state department staff members about what our stance is and why perhaps we think our element really meets the purpose and intent of the state housing law. I don't think you disagree. It's just a matter of whether we strictly meet their requirement. So I'll stop at that point. As you know, there is implementation of that housing element that must come forward, and a lot of that has been pushed forward. We'd like to spread these things out over the 8 years of the cycle, but as Director Rivas and I've been telling you, they wanted a lot of those within the first couple of years. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be a lot of work that's going to come your direction, and I don't know if you heard that. How is that going to be possible? We'll see. We'll see. Let's hope somebody will want to fill my shoes and move forward. So thank you.
Well, think of us fondly when we're going through all of those. Okay, good. Do you guys have anything else for us tonight? Okay. Then I will go ahead and adjourn the December 21st, 2021 Planning Commission meeting at 6:43 p.m. and say, au revoir, Andrew. Good luck.